Hi. So today I want to talk about the Ned Fulmer situation. And I have a hot take on this one. But basically, if you don't know who Ned Fulmer is, so he was one of the Try Guys, and then he cheated on his wife with his subordinate, and therefore got kicked out of the Try Guys. Also, like his wife and him, I think, are separated now. That's the lore, and this whole thing happened like 2 years ago, and they've been off the internet for 2 years. And recently, he came out with a podcast, and like the first person on this podcast was his wife. And it was basically them discussing like what the last 2 years have been like for them, and him being like, yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of the video is just his wife being like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. Like, you ruined my life, I hate you, like, okay, which is like totally fair enough, like same, I would do the same thing. The part of the story that I do agree with is him getting kicked out of the Try Guys because of the hierarchy between him and the woman that he cheated on his wife with, right? Because he was her boss. Regardless of whether or not it was consensual, like, I think it's good company policy to get rid of people that do that kind of thing. So fair enough on that front. I think it's fair enough that people in his personal, like the Try Guys, were like, yeah, bro, fuck that guy. And I think it's fair enough that everyone was mad at him at the time that this happened. What I don't understand is everyone still fucking going after this guy, dude. And since no one's gonna watch this anyway, like this is my one chance to just fucking say what I want. Everyone's hating on him, right? Because everyone's like, who does he think he is? He's so shocked, like he's playing the victim, blah 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 blah. While all of that might be true, it kind of seems like the only thing that this man is now allowed to do because of this whole debacle is he has to leave the internet forever and never show his face ever again, and is not entitled to any sort of public career anymore. I just want to reality check for a moment. This man is a content creator. He made a living off of being a content creator. So if you were a graphic designer and something happened at work, and then everyone in the graphic design community was like, oh, actually, you can't be a graphic designer, go do something else. That's bizarre. Like, even though, like, sure, yeah, he screwed up. I'm not denying that he screwed up. Screw that guy, bro. Like, I don't like him. I'm not like trying to like be a cheater apologist. At some point, you've got to let this man live. What are you going to do? Just verbally assault him for the rest of his entire life? Like, what do you want him to do? I get that he's kind of a dick, but I don't necessarily think that that means that he can't host a podcast about whatever. He wants to what, like do interviews? Let the man do interviews. Let him. Like, it's fine. If you don't like him, you don't have to watch. For all you know, he's really good at interviews, and maybe he does like redeem himself. How is he supposed to demonstrate that he's changed if you don't allow him to exist? I promise I'm not like a fucking cheater apologist, okay? I think that when in real life people cheat, they screw up their lives, but then they're allowed to move on and then build a new life with different people. You made bad decisions. Maybe you even had a shit personality that led to you making bad decisions, but you can't control what personality you have. I don't believe in free will, but that's like a whole other conversation, which makes this even worse. People do bad things, and to be very honest with you, there are people on this fucking platform that have done way more heinous things than cheat on a partner, bro. In fact, there are so many people that have cheated on their partners and are just like full on chilling. Jeffree Star is existing, James Charles doing just fine. I just don't think that it's fair for the entire internet to continue to berate this person, because I don't think that this is a get off the internet and die offense. He's dealt with most of the consequences of his actions. Maybe his personality is still shit. Maybe he hasn't changed. But there's like no way to know that. And also, it doesn't matter to me if he has changed or not, because he's not my friend. Leave Ned Fulmer alone, because honestly, having the entire internet scream at you for like several years at a time is a great way for someone to get depressed. Stop making it such a trend to hate on this man. We can all just know that he sucks, and then that can be the end of it. Everyone has to pipe in about how shitty he is and how dare he, and oh my god, let's analyze his body language and scrutinize everything that he says. Like, we already know that he's a cheater and he sucks. Also, what I don't understand is why is he not allowed to feel sad about what, like, he deserves the consequences of his actions or whatever, but when the consequences of your actions come for you, it's just human nature to still feel bad. He has the right to feel bad, and he has the right to say, hey, I felt bad. And you can not care about it, but the thought that, if he feels bad, then he's not really apologetic and he's making it about himself. You would feel bad too, bro. You would feel bad if you lost your entire life and your wife, entire career because you made a bad decision slash are a low-key shitty person and did something wrong, it is not great to cheat on your wife. Don't do that. It's pretty bad, actually. Don't do that. I think there are very few things that people can do that I feel like makes them deserving of losing the rest of their life. Everyone is annoying sometimes. Some people are more annoying than other people, and some people make worse decisions than other people. Okay, that's just the nature of people. This is just bullying. This is bullying this person, and like, this is not what's the word, like, what's the word? Fucking hell. Proportionate. That's not me minimizing what happened. What happened was horrible, but to berate this man indefinitely, for something that he did 2 years ago, like Andrew Tate still has a platform. If he was to come back, he would still have a platform. James Charles has a platform. Jeffree Star has a platform. But this guy is where you guys draw the line. Please put your energy somewhere else. There are way worse, way more vile people on the internet than fucking Ned Fulmer, who clearly seems to be trying to move on, let this go and improve. He has literally acknowledged even that he sucks and like he shouldn't have done that and he regrets it and he's sorry. And like, sure, he might not even mean it, but how can you even know that if you just dismiss him for the rest of all of the future? Anyway, my camera's gonna die. I hope that I made some sense. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.